All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome. Good to be here with everybody today. Today, I'll be doing some political and current event questions, giving my psychic, intuitive impressions on your questions. So, to send a question, go ahead and send it in the chat, all caps, a couple heart emojis, and I'll get to as many as possible today. Please make sure to hit the thumbs up and please subscribe if you haven't already. Let's get to 9,000 subscribers here soon, and hopefully my goal by the end of the year is 10K, and we'll do giveaways for each 1,000 subscribers that I gain. So free reading and a free Reiki session when I hit there. So let's go. I'm pretty excited. This Thursday, Susan Lynn's joining me and Mel. That's going to be on my channel at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard, so looking forward to that. And lastly, if anybody's interested in a reading or a Reiki session, you can send me an email at kevinlovingvibrations@gmail.com. I have all of my information in the description box of this video. All right, you guys, let's get going. I haven't been watching the news. It's been very busy for me the last weekend, and things have been pretty busy since my show with Susan Lynn, which is really awesome. I'm really enjoying all the new people that I'm meeting. So, all right. I think in the news, one of the Proud Boys is being sentenced today. I felt like they were going to, I was feeling like around 18 years. So pretty substantial. Felt like it was shorter than what the prosecutors were asking for, but 18, 20 years, something like that. What else is going on? Everybody's saying hello to each other. Welcome. Hey, Mimi. All right, let's go ahead and get started with some of your questions. If I don't get to your questions today, come by Thursday night. Hopefully, Mel and Susan Lynn and myself can get to some of your questions. So, all right. Oh yes, let's send a lot of prayers for Jill Biden for a quick recovery. I saw that she was diagnosed with COVID. I feel like she's going to be okay. She just feels a bit fatigued, but definitely speedy healing getting sent her way. Pegasus wants to know, will the 14th Amendment work? I had read on it before, and I don't know, I wasn't feeling it working. Not to say that they couldn't do it, but it felt like I definitely feel like there's energy around states trying to remove him from the ballot because of the 14th Amendment, but for whatever reason, it doesn't feel like that ends up going through. I can throw some cards. I definitely feel like there's pressure on it, but then I also feel like maybe some Republican states are saying that they'll try to remove Joe Biden, and I don't know. It doesn't feel like the 14th Amendment is what they actually use to remove him. All right. Yeah, it's kind of murky. Oh, that's interesting. I'm feeling no, but I feel like the legal system, it's going to be questioned, but maybe some of these legal cases is what really takes him down. Because I have the Seven of Cups, which is kind of cloudy, kind of murky. It's not really grounded in reality with defeat. So it feels like regardless, Trump's going to be defeated. Justice is coming for him trying to steal, and the emperor. So it feels like he's still there, but I'm wondering if it's some of these legal cases that end up taking him out. Or I've often said too, it feels like the health being pretty significant and not in a good way with him. I feel like he almost may get the nomination and then shortly after not be able to be the nominee for the Republicans. But that's what I'm feeling. Any more indictments this week? I don't think this week, Linnea. I do feel more indictments, but it feels like it may be towards the end of the month. I could be wrong. Timing's always a bit hard, but I don't think this week. I'm not feeling that. Yes, please hit the thumbs up. Please subscribe. Thank you, Mimi. All right. I'm going to try to stay up with the chat. I had somebody complain that there was a lot of dead air space, but my feeling is it's not as easy as it looks sometimes. So, and I do live chats too, so I like the back and forth with everybody watching. So. Oh, interesting. Who goes first, 45 or Mitch? I'm almost feeling Mitch, Linda, and I don't know if that means him leaving the Senate before. I feel like that's definitely the case. If you're asking who transitions first, I don't know. It might be different then, but I definitely feel Mitch is going to have his downfall first. I kind of feel like Mitch won't be here come the end of the year, at least in the Senate. I definitely feel like the health challenge is going on for a while. I'm not talking about him passing, but definitely having to step down. All right. Yes, Arizona's coming soon. I agree, Kieran. And I feel more indictments coming from Jack Smith, but it might be for others around January 6th stuff coming soon. I definitely feel sometime in the fall more indictments coming from him. All right. Yeah, I see that Judge Janet in Wisconsin. She's they're going to try to remove her, but I don't see them being successful with that, Liz. So don't worry. I feel like it's going to be huge for Wisconsin because they'll actually have fairer maps, and I think Wisconsin has a lot of abortion restrictions, and I see a lot of those being overturned. So. All right. And Karen says Mitch McConnell goes first. No, George, I don't foresee Trump losing his Secret Service protection after he's found guilty. No. He should, but I don't see that. I actually feel like the Secret Service is possibly why he doesn't get jail time, but he's kind of locked down in some other way. I felt like maybe a military hospital, because it would be, they don't want to put him in the public without protection, and I don't know how they would do that in a jail setting. So, but I don't feel he's going to lose his protection. No. All right, I'm getting some of these questions started. I'm just doing some of the quick ones first. Ted Cruz be indicted? I don't think he will be indicted, but I do feel him being looked at and investigated, and I do feel a scandal coming out because of that. But I don't feel indicted. Maybe indicted and not charged. All right. Yeah, the Republicans are out of control. I agree, Amy. And they're going to, when they start coming back into session, we're going to see how out of control the Republicans in the House are. I do want to look at the budget. I'm going to write that down. I've looked at it before, but we're getting a little bit closer. So, all right. Yeah, Trump is pretty broke, guy. I mean, the money that he does has, it's not his. It's, you know, he's been lent it, or it's his donations for his campaign that he's not using properly. So I think he owes a lot more than what he has for sure. But Trump will lose all of his assets. I see that. Letitia James is going to be coming in, I think, next month. Some of the New York stuff's going on. So, and I've always felt like she's the reason that um, Trump and his family lose all of their assets. So, right. I have your question, Ness. It's in the. I have it start. Cynthia says, "Do you see a big pop?" I don't like going off anybody else's predictions. I have said that I do feel September is a very hard and heavy month for a lot of us, not just here in the U.S. but globally. Um, it feels like some of the storm activity being pretty hard. Um, it just feels very kind of chaotic in September. So I'm not going to, you know, make a prediction of what other readers have said, but I do feel, um, I don't know about the 14th or 15th, but September is pretty significant. It's uh, it's going to be a bit challenging for us, but we're going to get through it. Thank you, Sheila. Yeah, I try not to. I don't really let the haters bring me down. I thank them for the views. Um, but if you don't like the content, you're more than welcome to start your own channel and provide the content that you want to give to other people. But most of the people and most of my supporters are so kind and so supportive. So um, I focus on the positive rather than the people that like to complain. But thank you, Sheila. That was sweet. Oh, we can. That's a good one, Cece. Let's look at this. It's not very easy to keep up with all the chat, and I definitely like to try to keep up with it so I don't miss anything. We have a lot of questions going on, so yeah. And I do feel energy around Ted Cruz in January 6th, CC. But I'm just saying, when it comes to him being indicted and charged, I don't know if I feel that. But I definitely feel investigated. Oh, I'm so sorry, Bobby. All right. Will Trump be selected as the GOP candidate for the RNC convention? I almost feel like maybe that's the time around the convention is when all hell breaks loose, because I just feel Republicans in disarray trying to figure out what to do and who to put on the ballot is where the energy sits right now. It does feel a bit murky on who's going to actually be the nominee, and I've said I don't see it clearly. Although I do feel like vote wise, like the primaries, I feel like it may be Trump, and then he's out come summer. Um, but I'm almost feeling like no, he's not going to be picked, or if he is, it's at the convention. It's very shortly after he can't be on the ballot. So Oh, you're all sweet. Thank you. Yeah, I don't let the Debbie Downers get me down. And also, I definitely stand up for myself, but I focus on all the love and support rather than the people that want to complain. Ah, it's the pendulum. All right. Will Trump be selected as the GOP candidate for president at the RNC convention in July 2024? That's so, and I'm getting a maybe with it, CC. So it's I think it's around that time. I don't think it's quite decided just yet. All right. And I think I'm caught up with the chat now. Perfect. I just do this for fun and to, help give my guidance and help keep everybody calm with everything going on. So, I do notice that it's like every video shortly after it's posted, I'll get one person that likes to give me the thumbs down, but I always just say, thanks for the views because it helps with the YouTube algorithms. So, yeah, the energy's murky, CC. I do feel like I felt a no, though, that he would not be selected as a GOP candidate when I looked at the question. So, all right, let's see. Let's look at Paxton. Will Paxton be found guilty of the charges against him? Yeah, he's horrible. Yeah. I think his impeachment hearing started today. There's actual charges against him too, besides the impeachment, right? Because I don't know if there's an if he gets impeached, or maybe he gets impeached and then not removed. I don't know how that process goes. But I do definitely feel like he's got a lot of legal challenges. 20 charges. Thank you. I definitely feel like he's found guilty of some charges. He's in a lot of trouble, and I do feel like Paxton is going to start taking down some other higher ups in Texas politics as well. Thank you. Thank you, Classified. Okay, he's got a bit of a battle. Ooh. It feels like there's a bit of delay, but yes, I do get a yes. He will be found guilty of charges. And there's definitely, he's kind of coming in strong, and I think that there's those colleagues around him trying to keep him protected, but for some reason, it's three women in this, the Three of Cups, but I feel like he's taking down three people with him, and specifically this King of Pentacles. A lot of obstacles, a lot of fighting. It feels like people going after, like flipping on each other, and then like here's the judgment, the wake up call for him. It still feels like there's a bit of work with this, but yes, he'll be out in the cold, and then we have like legal success for us, I feel. I don't know about impeachment though. That one, I don't know. I feel like he could. I think it's going to be close one way or another. Like one vote or two votes down the middle, because I do feel Republicans voting to remove him, but I don't know if it's enough to actually remove him from his seat. But he is horrible. I can tell you he's going down eventually. It could be sooner rather than later, but it feels more like things are delayed a little bit. I think he was indicted a long time ago, I think. So the RNC broke. I don't think broke, but I don't think that they're doing well financially, sweetie darling Lulu. I think that Trump is ahead of everybody, and he's taking all of the money and donations and spending it towards his legal fees. So, but I don't think broke, but they don't. It doesn't feel like they're doing well financially. Is what I'm picking up. I didn't feel the best for Shamos and Ruby Freeman, Mystic Wanderer. I feel like they get something, but it's a lot less than. Um, it doesn't feel like it's like a huge substantial amount, unfortunately. I'll throw a couple cards on it, but I don't have a good feeling for them. I don't think Rudy really has a whole lot. Is there anything specific about Canada that you want me to look at, Anna? I do feel like it's been a bit tough for Canada, especially with all those fires. Yeah, it is sad what they've went through. I agree. Yeah, they get something. I do get that they get something. You know, they're working really hard on the case, um, and they just wish they could turn their whole backs on this and get their whole life back. So I feel like there's a bit of delay and things being at a crossroads. But yes, the wheel of fortune, so luck is turning for them, and they do have the star too. So I think holding on to the faith could be maybe some assets need to be sold to pay them off. Um, I don't feel the best about Rudy's health though either. So um, I feel like he may get. I do feel jail time for Rudy, but I don't think he'll make it in jail for very long. Yeah, that could be it, Colleen. Put a lien against his house. Yeah, I feel like there is some selling of assets, but there's a bit of delay with that too. Oh, I did get a hit on this. I want to pull this up. Chris V says Senator Tuberville is blocking military promotions, which put national security at risk. Will he be stopped? Will promotions advance? I got a hit on this when I was watching it on the news yesterday or this morning. Um, I did feel like he was going to be stopped, and you know, it doesn't feel like it's too far out there. Maybe towards the end of this month or October. Um, I think I was watching it on Morning Joe because um, I think three of the military branches were saying that this really sets us back for readiness if we need it, and I do feel a lot more pressure even from other Republicans on him to change his mind. I do see him being stopped. Yes, it even feels like before McConnell leaves, um, McConnell's trying to do like a power move to get him to stop, or figuring out something where they could bypass Tuberville. But I did feel like that was he wasn't going to be able to stop it for much longer. And thank you, yes, for entertainment purposes only. All right. You're welcome, Cynthia. I'm not saying that Rudy's broke, but I don't think he has a whole lot, Pam. I mean, he could very well have mortgages on his home. So by the time that his home was sold and that was covered, there could not be a whole lot left. I do feel like they'll get something, but I don't think it's what's going to be ordered for them, which is really unfortunate because he's fully destroyed their lives. Okay. Leonard says, is President Biden as unpopular as the media would like us to believe he is? I don't necessarily trust the polling that's going on. I don't think that it's the most accurate. I would say I don't feel like I don't feel like him and Trump are tied, like they're showing with polling, if that's what you mean. I do think a lot of people would like a younger candidate and new leadership in. Maybe they're not excited by Biden. Not to say that I don't think he's doing a good job. So I don't know if he's the most popular, but compared to Donald Trump, Biden is going to win in the landslide. So, and I don't want you guys to worry because I feel Biden being reelected next year. We have a lot of stuff coming out with the Republican Party and that really crashing and imploding in the next year. So, Biden and Democrats, they have a lot of time to turn things around. And I think we're already seeing that because people are voting for the Democrats in these, midterm elections and these special elections. People are coming out and making sure that their voices are heard because so many people are turned off by the Republicans and their stance on abortion or, just how crazy they are getting, especially with, like book bannings and just attacking people's freedoms. So I see a lot of young people really coming out to vote and a lot of women voting for Democrats because they're just so turned off by Republicans. So yeah, I don't want you to worry about Biden's popularity. We still have over a year before the next election, so there's a lot of times to turn things around. Yeah, and I agree. I think that Biden is doing a good job in the times we're living in, where things are so divided and polarized. Um, Personally, would I prefer somebody younger or somebody a little bit more progressive? Yes. I'm not the most excited to vote for Biden, but I'll just say I think he's exceeded my expectations, and he really doesn't get a whole lot of credit for all of his accomplishments. He was really he had a huge mess to clean up, so I don't think that that's covered like it should be. Um, but Biden, any of the Democrats are definitely a lot better than what's on the other side, in my opinion. So we'll leave it at that. And I do feel like history is going to look very favorably on Biden and how he handled the mess that he was given and in these crazy times. So no, I disagree. I do think people are not excited about his age. I'll I don't think he's as popular as what a lot of us think. But then again, I don't think that it's not going to matter his age because the other side's just totally incompetent. Um, but Biden's not the most exciting candidate. Like I said, I feel like he's done a good job. I do think he's a little old. Just my opinion. Nothing against him. And I mean, Donald Trump really, he's a year or two younger than Biden too. So why isn't the focus on Trump's age? It's always, it is a media narrative on his age. So thank you so much, Catherine. Blessings, my friend. Yeah, and continue to pray for Jimmy Carter. He came up on my radar yesterday or the day before, so I don't think it's going to be too much longer. I don't know if it might not be September, it might be October, um, but yeah, I feel he'll be transitioning soon. Is what I feel. Definitely feels like sometime this fall. But I don't get that he's scared or anything like. He's excited to be leaving his body, and I do feel like his wife will be joining him shortly after too. So I guess I'm going to piss people off because I'm not talking down about on Biden. I'm just saying I am a little bit more progressive. I think that Biden's done a very good job with what he's been able to do, but I don't. I am looking for a younger leadership to come in, and I really am excited for this younger leadership to come in because I feel like they're actually going to have the backbone to play fire with these Republicans, and the old establishment Democrats definitely, in my opinion, they don't attack the Republicans even with their craziness. So I don't know. I just want a little bit more of a fighter. Is all. So I agree. Biden is very experienced. I did say I do feel like he came in at this time because we need somebody with this experience with how crazy things are. So we're all allowed to have our opinion, you guys. You know, I'm definitely much on your side. It's not like I'm promoting Republican propaganda on this channel or those are my beliefs. But I don't have to be excited about Biden. So we can agree to disagree. I think that there's a lot of people on both sides of the aisle that are a little too old, um, that shouldn't be in there. Make way for younger leadership to come in. Thank you, Mystic Wanderer. Yeah, I do feel will groups like the Federalist Society somehow be stopped from flowing millions of money into conservative agenda to control the government? It's going to take a little while, but I do feel um, I do feel like a lot of these um, corporations or groups like this, you know, they're not going to be able to contribute. Like I do feel like how donations are given for these for the candidates and stuff like that. There is some guardrails coming in with that. I think also too, it's not like it can be anonymous. I feel like it's going to be listed in public knowledge um, who donates what. So that will kind of stop things, but it's going to take a little while still. Yes, thank you. Sorry, I'm not trying to ruffle anybody's feathers, but we're all having different opinions. And like I said, I feel like Biden's done a lot better than what I expected he would do. He was probably my least favorite in the 2020 primary on the Democratic side. Yeah, and I'm excited too. Kamala will be president. Maddie Bug. Yes, foreign money will be stopped, Joel. Yes. Yes, and I agree with that statement too. Thank you. Yes, as long as it's a Democrat. And if the Republican Party actually had people that were, in the middle, maybe more moderate and definitely open on the social issues. And it was a really bad Democratic candidate. I can't say that I would never vote for a Republican, although I definitely don't identify as a Republican or even an independent. But yes, as long as it's a Democrat, Cynthia. All right, you guys, let's see. Lynn, this is a good question. She wants to know what kind of backlash will happen in 2028 if Biden wins and then Kamala takes over. 2028, I don't see it the most clearly. I do feel like Democrats will keep the presidency in 2028. That's where it feels like the energy is going. Now we're a long ways from then. It might be the next election, like 2032 is maybe where there's a flip. It is going to take the Republicans a while once they implode from Trump to rebrand and kind of put things back together and figure out where to go as a party because their way isn't working anymore. So I don't know if I would say backlash, because I do feel like a lot of really great accomplishments coming in 2025, 2026. So. All right. Rita wants to know how Putin's feeling. Is he confident, worried, or desperate? What about delusional and paranoid? He definitely doesn't feel confident. I do feel a bit of worry with it. It's a bit of trying to be strong is what I get, although he does feel very anxious, very paranoid, and getting desperate. I do feel like he's heading more towards the desperate energy going into the future, unfortunately, because when he's desperate, what does he have to lose if he does something bad, But it feels like he's starting to get more and more desperate. All right. Will they allow 45 to be tried separately in Fulton County as he is requesting? That's interesting. I just heard yes. So let me see. I told you guys I felt like there was going to be groups with the trial cases. Yes, Reinhold, I do think very possibly 2028 Gavin Newsom may get the nomination. I do feel energy around Kamala wanting it too. I don't know if she could win a general election on her own, but I do feel Gavin Newsom could. And that's nothing against Kamala because, I actually really like Kamala, but she's not the most popular. I think a lot of people are threatened by her because she's a strong and smart Black woman. I'm getting like a yes. I do feel like he may be tried separately, or he might be in a group with one or two other people, but it's a smaller group. I feel like it's going to be a bit chaotic with Georgia right now because everybody's filing different motions. We're wanting to move it to federal court, which I don't see those being successful, but I do think what Trump is wanting, he's going to get. That's what I'm going to say. Yeah, I've said Michelle says, I heard Putin is on his deathbed and it looks a lot. Um, Putin definitely has body doubles. I don't feel like he's very well. It feels like he has good days and better days, but I definitely feel like there are days that he is bedridden. All right, let's see, you guys. I did just see a good question. He doesn't look good. I haven't seen Putin in a while. I feel like this actually might be 2028, Libra lady. Newsom, and I could see him picking Whitmer as a VP. Absolutely. No, I don't see Kamala as Attorney General Terry. Let's look. Will McCarthy allow for a Biden impeachment vote, even though they have no reason to do so? I do feel like there will be a vote. I don't think it's going to go through. And when it doesn't go through, because they'll probably vote on it before this budget, I see it being a bit crazy and some drama with this budget getting passed at the end of the month. But I do see McCarthy allowing an impeachment vote, yes. I don't think it's going to be successful. You don't have to believe it, Lynn. I can only tell you what I feel. Yeah, and I've told you guys for a while, too, we're going to see this Freedom Caucus flip on McCarthy. Very well could be over the budget. Yeah, it does feel like there's a bit of chaos with this. There's definitely a plan on the vote. Vote for the impeachment query, but this is like persevering through the hard times. You're going to have a lot of crazies out there yelling and communicating. And we're going to head into smoother waters or celebration on our path. But I do feel like he will vote. He will allow a vote for the impeachment. All right. Will the Feds raise interest rates in September? No. There might be talks about one more raise, but I've told you guys a while ago, I felt like we were definitely stopping it. I don't think so, Reinhold. I just heard no. Do I see Jack Smith as future AG? I think Jack Smith would be a great AG. I don't think he would want it though. It's almost like he likes doing his work behind the scenes and not all the focus and attention being on him is what I'm picking up. So I don't know if, while I think he would be really great at it, I don't think AG, no. No, Joel. I think DC will be first for the Trump trials with January 6th. Yes, Rob, I do see DC gaining representation um, to vote, and like even like their own senator. I don't know if they have a if they're represented in a House seat yet, um, but I see that eventually. DC getting statehood. I see Puerto Rico at some point too. It might actually be like within like the next 2 3 years. That's what I'm picking up. Rose Blue says 40 minutes ago, Capitol Doctor says that she didn't have a seizure, stroke, or Parkinson's system. Yeah, I would say BS too. I'm not a doctor. I can't diagnose somebody, but there's definitely health issues going on for McConnell. And I'm not a fan of McConnell, but I do think it's pretty sad that he's had two of those episodes on TV. I don't wish that for anybody, even somebody as horrible and that's caused so much damage to our country as him. When is retrograde over? I'm sure somebody in the chat knows. I think it's like a week, right? They do vote already. Thank you, Susie. Sorry, you guys, trying to get caught up in the chat. Yeah, that could be too much of an administrative role, Cece. I actually feel like the next AG may be a woman, is what I'm picking up. I think the plan is right now for Trump, it's in March, I believe. I've read on this several times. I definitely felt Jared having a connection with it. Um, I I do feel Jared in trouble with his connections to Saudi Arabia, but I don't think it's going to be disclosed with the Khashoggi death, unfortunately. But there was definitely a connection there, yes, for entertainment purposes only, yes. Oh yeah, if you meant that New York, I thought you were talking about Bragg. Um, yeah, that one's set in October. Thank you, Guy. It's a civil case; it's not criminal, but yeah, if that's what you meant. When when do I see the Fed cases in Georgia? Oh, is Georgia cases going to be? No, I don't. I don't foresee them going to federal court, Rebecca. No, I do feel like definitely delays with the Georgia case, though. That feels like it's a bit chaotic. I think because of all of the people that were in trouble. Yeah, this retrograde's been a bit brutal. I agree with you all. Okay, thank you, Libra Lady. All right, I'm just going to scroll through here. All right, there we go. Oh, we didn't touch on that. Will Kim Jong Un and Putin actually meet? I'm feeling yes, they will actually meet. And maybe this is what I'm saying too, feeling like Putin's getting more and more desperate looking for any kind of help with the war. But I do feel like any help given will be kind of stopped or mitigated. So I don't feel like there's any reason to worry about it, Yoni. But I do feel like they will actually meet. I think that they've talked quite a bit too. There's definitely some dealings between the two of them. Right, Rose? You mean they're doubles mate? Yes. Yeah. All right. I wanted to read on this for Ness because I saw her posted a few times. Kevin Costner's divorce. Will his wife get the more money than 60K a month? No, I don't think so. Does, do they have a child together or two children? I feel like there might be money for some kind of support, um, but it doesn't feel like it's anything crazy. I feel like the prenup that she signed is going to be pretty. She's going to get what she signed. Yes, kids. Thank you. So there's some kind of child support. I feel, and maybe that's what the 60K a month is. They have three kids. Thank you. Yeah, and I first card out is my child card too. So it's like there's support for the children. Yeah, there's some money, but I get that she's not happy with what she's received because she's feeling a bit defeated, and she's coming in as um, like the controlling, power hungry woman. There's money awarded, but it feels like it's more for the children. Yeah, justice is going to play out. So things she's not going to get it. It's going to be more even. I think with what she agreed upon. Yeah, I'm not getting good cards for her. Cart already rolled 60,000 a month for Costner's wife. Okay, yeah. So I think what was awarded is what she'll get. If she's appealing it, yeah, I think she'll be disappointed. Yeah, but I believe she signed a prenuptial agreement. I'm not sure what their arrangement was, Ness, but it feels like it's mostly money for the child support. Right, Libra lady. Yeah, I see her being disappointed with what she gets. So I don't know. I don't know if I would say gold diggerness, but I definitely feel like she's definitely wants the money. Thank you, Ness. She did sign a prenup. Yeah, I think she enjoyed the money. I'll just say that. All right, you guys. I'm probably only going to do one or two more questions. Gail wants to know whatever happened to Kavanaugh stepping down from SCOTUS. I've always said I felt Kavanaugh stepping down, but I didn't feel like he would be the first. Um, I actually felt like he may step down. It feels like it's after the next presidential election. But I feel Thomas, one other person stepping down. It feels like Kavanaugh's like the third. But his is more like 2025 or 2026, I think. Will the Constitution be reviewed, revamped, and brought up to date, um, reflecting the 21st century within the next 5 years or so? Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly 5 years. It feels like it's around that time period, Martha, like maybe like 2028, somewhere around there. It doesn't, but I feel like we're in the place where we're gearing up, and a lot of these things are being exposed so that we can put those much needed restrictions in place. But it is going to take a little while. So I think 5 years is about good. All right. I, I don't know how I could survive on 63K a month, right? All right. Cicero, when will the U.S. Virgin Islands be able to vote in the U.S. elections? I'm not feeling energy around that, or not anytime in the near future. I do feel like the push is definitely for D.C. and then Puerto Rico. Um, but that's, yeah, it feels like D.C.'s first, Puerto Rico's a little bit later. Um, I do get that they'll be able to vote in U.S. elections, but it's a while out there still. All right, hurricane in New York City. I don't know about New York City, but I do feel like there is a lot of. It feels like later on in this year. I don't know if it's a direct hit, but it does feel like from hurricane and like a lot of rain is what I'm feeling, um, in the Northeast. But I don't know if it feels. It doesn't. I don't know if it feels like what was the one that hit the New Jersey several years ago. I don't remember the name of the storm. It doesn't feel quite like that. That it feels like it's maybe up a little bit more north, um, but it doesn't feel. It feels significant with amount of rain and some flooding, but it doesn't seem. It doesn't feel like it's you know total destruction is what I would say. It might be a little bit more north of New York City, or New York City just gets a little bit of it. All right. Yeah, it's going to take a while. But I think that they can change the rules. So, um, and I don't know if that is a constitution, but yeah, to add amendments to the constitution is 2/3 of states, right? All right, Sandy, thank you. It doesn't feel like it's quite as much destruction as Sandy, but it does feel, yeah, like there's a nor'eastern storm. Yeah, it could even be like in December because it feels like it's wintertime, um, where it's almost like a frozen kind of rain or like sleet, but really kind of heavy is what I'm picking up. All right, you guys. I know we had so many questions today, um, and I try my best to keep up with the chat and get to all of them. But I will be on Thursday night. Mel and Susan Lynn will be joining me. We'll be doing political readings as well. So if I didn't get to your question today, please come back and try to submit it again. Hopefully we can get to your question then. Um, Again, please do me a favor. Please smash that thumbs up. Please subscribe. And if you're interested in a reading or a Reiki session, send me an email, kevinlovingvibrations@gmail.com. Information's in the description box. We can, if you want to inquire or schedule something, we can do that for you, okay? I'm sending you all a lot of love and a lot of blessings, and I will see you all Thursday night. You all have a great week, and I will see you soon. Bye-bye.